I now call Minister James Cleverly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Since I was last at the dispatch box on the 13th of May, we have sadly seen further violence and more civilian deaths. I'm sure the House will join me in offering condolences to all the families of those civilians who have been killed or injured across Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I will set out to the House the work that the Government is doing, along with others, to bring about a peaceful resolution. We are urging the parties to work with mediators towards an immediate ceasefire to prevent further loss of life and a worsening humanitarian situation. We are supporting the United Nations, Egyptian and Qatari efforts to that end, and we work closely with the United States. We're also prioritising our own diplomatic efforts through both bilateral and multilateral channels. The Foreign Secretary and I, with the support of our diplomats on the ground, have been working to progress the conditions needed for an immediate ceasefire. The Foreign Secretary has spoken in recent days with the Israeli Foreign Minister and the Palestinian Prime Minister, where he reinforced our clear message of de-escalation and our desire to work together to end the violence. I delivered similar messages to the Israeli ambassador and the Palestinian head of mission in London. We have also engaged regional partners at ministerial level. The Foreign Secretary spoke with the Foreign Minister of Jordan on the 17th of May, and I spoke just this morning with a number of ambassadors from Arab states to reiterate the need for immediate ceasefire and underline our shared goals of a peaceful two-state solution. We are playing a leadership role in the United Nations Security Council, where we are calling for measures by all sides to reduce further violence. We will participate in the emergency UN General Assembly session later this week. The UK unequivocally condemns the firing of rockets at Jerusalem and other locations within Israel. We strongly condemn these acts of terrorism by Hamas and other terrorist groups who must permanently end their incitement and rocket fire against Israel. There is no justification for the targeting of civilians. Israel has a legitimate right to self-defence and to defend its citizens from attack. In doing so, it is vital that all actions are proportionate, in line with international humanitarian law, and make every effort to avoid civilian casualties. We are aware of medical institutions, a number of schools and many homes in Gaza that have been destroyed or seriously damaged, and we are concerned that buildings housing media and humanitarian organisations, such as the Qatar Red Crescent, have been destroyed. We call on Israel to adhere to the principles of necessity and proportionality when defending its legitimate security interests. We are also concerned by reports that Hamas is once again using civilian infrastructure and populations as a cover for its military operations. Humanitarian access is essential, and we urge all parties to allow the unimpeded entry of vital humanitarian supplies. Hamas and other terrorist groups must cease their mortar attacks on these crossings. We urge all parties to work together to reduce tensions in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem. The UK is clear that the historic status quo in Jerusalem must be respected. Violence against peaceful worshippers of any faith is unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, the UK position on evictions, demolitions and settlements is clear and long-standing. We oppose these activities. We urge the Government of Israel to cease its policies related to settlement expansion immediately and instead work towards a two-state solution. Mr. Speaker, the UK will continue our intensive diplomatic efforts in the region focused on securing a ceasefire and creating the conditions for a sustainable peace.
Can I just remind people that we do have set times, we've got to try and stick to them. Wendy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is of enormous concern to everyone in the House that in this conflict between Hamas and Israel, there have been nearly 300 people killed, including 65 children. This is truly appalling, and we condemn the rocket attacks by Hamas and the Israeli airstrikes, which have killed so many innocent people and severely damaged schools and medical facilities. I listened carefully to what the Minister had to say regarding the Government's position and his statement in favour of an immediate ceasefire. We have heard in the last few hours that the French and Jordanian governments are making real efforts to bring about a UN resolution which will help secure an immediate ceasefire. We have heard that there have been discussions with the Egyptians and the Germans the name of the United Kingdom government has not been mentioned. And I would ask the Minister if he would care to elaborate upon what representations he's recently made to secure that objective of an immediate ceasefire. Could I also press the Minister on what efforts his government is making to provide humanitarian support for the people of Gaza? And I would also urge the government to do everything it can to restart a meaningful peace process as a matter of urgency. If further conflagrations are to be prevented, we need a process which will uphold international law, end the illegal occupation of the Palestinian territories and create a viable Palestinian state alongside a secure Israel.
Mr. Speaker, I thank the honourable gentleman for the recognition he has given as to the diplomatic work that the UK government has put in. I can assure him that we remain fully committed to an immediate ceasefire, and we're working to that end. As I say, the Foreign Secretary spoke with his Jordanian opposite number just a few days ago, and I spoke to ambassadors from the region just this morning. Some of the diplomatic efforts are quite rightly done very visibly through institutions such as the United Nations. Some are, and I'm sure he'll understand why, done perhaps more discreetly and quietly. The international community is pulling together, both in the region, in Europe and in the United States, to try and bring about a meaningful ceasefire and work towards what can only be the right way of bringing a permanent peace to the region, which is through negotiated political means.